You see, I was raised in the 80s, and there wasn't a heck of a lot of Native representation back then. There were some, though, especially in the Saturday morning cartoons. One I've pointed out already with Apache Chief. And as you saw, with a little help of magic dust and saying the words Enoch suck, the Apache Chief grows to enormous size. He is also able to understand and speak the language of animals, like Aquaman, but for land animals, I guess. He's a master tracker and has enhanced natural intuition. You'll notice that master tracking comes up again and again for Native characters. I guess we could all do it. Hanna-Barbera had created a group of POC superheroes for their show Super Friends. Apache Chief was one of them. Others were Black Vulcan, Rima the Jungle Girl, El Dorado, and Samurai. Next, we have, and I kid you not, Nevada Rushmore from the cartoon Mask, which for those who are unaware, Mask was a very vehicle-oriented show. In fact, the best way I can compare it is to the Transformers, but way dumber. So basically stupid Transformers. But instead of these vehicles transforming into something humanoid, these Mask vehicles basically transform into other vehicles, like a Camaro with DeLorean doors transforming into a plane just by opening the doors. As I said, super lame. Anyway, back to Nevada. I really couldn't find much about this, and I don't really remember the show all that much, but what I found is he speaks broken English, so I'm guessing he's pretty one-dimensional. One-dimensional as fuck. I do giggle at the fact that his last name is Rushmore, given the tensions about the Black Hills and the creation of Mount Rushmore on such a sacred Lakota landmark, the Six Grandfathers. I'm guessing the Mask writers didn't do much research beforehand. Not all of the cartoon Native figures were as bad as Nevada Rushmore, though. In fact, G.I. Joe had Spirit. He's also referred to as Spirit Iron Knife. He's from New Mexico and joined the military as an infantryman. He's a skilled hunter and, as you guessed it, master tracker, and was qualified as an expert with the M16, the M1911A1 auto pistol, and the Remington sniper rifle. What I do find cool about Spirit Iron Knife was his secondary military occupational specialty, or secondary MOS, was in social services. I think that's quite a positive message and very unusual for the 80s. Honestly, I would watch a Spirit Iron Knife show where he's helping soldiers with their PTSD and teaching them life skills that will help them adjust to their life as a civilian. Hasbro, I call on you to work out a deal with Netflix. Let's make this show happen. Now, of course, I would kick myself in the ass if I didn't mention Brave Star. I mean, the theme song alone, Brave Star. This was also a rare situation in that a Native character was the star of the show. Also, it was set in the sci-fi genre, taking place on the planet New Texas in the 23rd century. It really was a bizarre show, especially since his mount was an anthropomorphic horse named 3030, but it was still cool nonetheless. Brave Star! Aside from the cartoons, there was also representation of Native characters in film, but they tended to be supporting roles. A few of them used the trope of a mysterious medicine man or shaman type that either grants strength or imparts a secret Native wisdom to the protagonist. So kind of like a Native Yoda or Obi-Wan Kenobi, or Gandalf if you prefer. This is probably most evident from the character of Taylor from the movie Poltergeist 2, The Other Side. Now, he was played by the great Will Sampson. The character Taylor takes Stephen Freeling to the desert and gives him the power of smoke that can repel the evil dead cult leader that wants their daughter, Stephen's daughter, not Taylor, Carol Ann. This is done through some movie magic ritual that I'm reasonably sure has no actual basis in indigenous beliefs. Though I can't say this with 100% certainty, since there's 574 federally recognized tribes, and even more tribes that aren't recognized. But I still call BS. But the character worked. But that was mainly because of the charm and the on-screen presence of Will Sampson. He's also fantastic in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, by the way. We also have the trope of the strong, stoic, silent, badass warrior, like the character Billy Soul in the movie Predator. Billy was a member of Dutch's crew, basically a merc, or now, as they call it, a private military contractor. Now, I'll admit, Billy was badass and had the almost nearly supernatural ability to both track, which, again, apparently all us natives can, but moreover, he knew when they were being tracked. Best of all, homeboy had a sweet-looking knife. Billy's soul was as stoic as they get, even to the point that his fellow mercs found it a badge of honor to make him smile, or better yet, laugh. Billy was also known to be fearless, which was pointed out when he told his crew of his suspicions and fears that the predator was tracking them. Pancho tells him, "You ain't afraid of any man." Later in the movie, Billy, either through pure insanity or trying to buy his friend some time, goes mano y yaucha with that one ugly motherfucker. And, well, we all know how that went. But still, Billy Soul, freaking badass. Love him. Now, this is mainly anecdotal from my childhood memories. I know there are other natives portrayed in film during this period of time, but these are the ones that stuck out to me.